Have you ever noticed that some people rarely speak, yet when they finally do, everyone listens? It's easy to assume that people who don't talk much are shy, unfriendly, or lacking confidence. But psychology suggests something completely different. In many cases, quiet people aren't silent because they have nothing to say. They're silent because they're thinking, observing, and processing the world in a different way.
Our society often celebrates people who are outgoing and talkative. From school classrooms to business meetings, speaking up is usually seen as a sign of intelligence and confidence. But being quiet doesn't mean someone is less intelligent. In fact, some studies suggest that people who spend more time reflecting often think more deeply about situations before expressing their opinions. One reason some people talk less is that they are naturally more observant. While others are focused on speaking, quiet individuals are paying attention. They notice facial expressions, body language, changes in tone, and small details that many people completely miss. Their minds are constantly gathering information. This is why quiet people often seem to understand situations better than expected. They aren't ignoring what's happening around them. They're simply taking it all in.
Another interesting psychological reason is that many quiet people value quality over quantity when it comes to communication. They don't feel the need to fill every moment of silence with words. Instead, they prefer conversations that are meaningful and purposeful. Think about it. Have you ever met someone who talks constantly but says very little of importance? Now, compare that to someone who speaks only occasionally, but always seems to have something valuable to contribute. Quiet people often fall into the second category. Psychologists also believe that introversion plays a role. Introverts gain energy from spending time alone rather than from constant social interaction. This doesn't mean they dislike people. It simply means their brains are wired differently. Large crowds, loud environments, and endless conversations can sometimes feel mentally exhausting. As a result, they may choose silence not because they're uncomfortable, but because they're conserving mental energy. There's another fascinating reason some people don't talk much. They spend a lot of time thinking before they speak. Instead of saying the first thing that comes to mind, they evaluate different possibilities, consider the consequences, and choose their words carefully. This habit often makes them appear wise and thoughtful. While others may react quickly, quiet people tend to respond intentionally. Interestingly, silence can also be a sign of confidence. Many people feel the need to constantly talk because they want approval, attention, or validation from others. Confident individuals, however, are often comfortable with silence. They don't feel pressured to prove themselves through endless conversation.
They know that their value isn't determined by how much they speak. Of course, being quiet doesn't automatically mean someone is intelligent, wise, or confident. Every person is different. Some people may be quiet because they're nervous, while others simply prefer listening over talking. The important thing to remember is that silence should never be mistaken for weakness. Some of the most creative thinkers, successful leaders, and insightful individuals throughout history were known for being reserved and thoughtful. The next time you meet someone who doesn't talk much, don't assume they're uninterested or lacking confidence. They may be carefully observing, deeply thinking, and understanding far more than you realize. Sometimes the loudest voice isn't the most powerful one. Sometimes true strength is found in listening, observing, and speaking only when it truly matters. And perhaps that's the hidden psychology of quiet minds. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and join us for more fascinating psychology insights that help you better understand yourself and the people around you.